You absorb an insane amount of content, but how much have you actually applied? How much have you actually moved forward? Well, here's the thing, you don't need more content, you need silence to use the content inside of your mind. Let me tell you how doing a 7-day no phone challenge changed the way I think. So, first, I'm gonna tell you why I decided to do this. So, to start off, I was talking to this girl, and I like this girl, and so I was talking to this girl, and we were talking for maybe 2 weeks, and then we ended things, right? And I'm a lover boy by nature, so I don't really play games. I kind of just am myself. I express myself how I want to express myself, and that's that. And so I also get attached like pretty quickly, right? But over time and through heartbreaks, I learned how to detach very quickly. Like, I won't diminish myself to stay safe or express myself less to not get hurt. You know what I mean? To me, it's like, it's just not optimal for the person I am personally. And so instead of doing that, I just learned to detach quickly. So after I stopped talking to this girl, obviously the detaching process starts, but I noticed that just ever since I started talking to her, I've been on my phone more often to check messages, TikToks, etc. And I didn't like that because the tendency sticks even after I stopped talking to her. So that very day, the day after we cut things off, I decided, or I had the idea, like, what if I did like a 7-day no phone challenge? And the good thing about it was it's content for the vlog as well as self improvement. So it gives me more to talk about and it gives me something to record. And so that day, I made the decision. And that night, I put my phone on airplane mode and threw it in the drawer. Now, the rules I did for the challenge were the phone just has to stay on airplane mode. And I successfully did not take the phone off airplane mode for 7 days. So, yeah, I threw my phone in the drawer. Next day, woke up, grabbed my camera, and started recording. So, day one, it was very surreal. And I wrote down like a little entry of how it felt. And I'm going to read that to you word for word, quotation marks. If I had to describe the way life feels today so far, I feel like I'm in a movie that takes place in 1970. Not made in 1970, but it takes place back then. And there's a filter on the movie that makes colors look dull. And everything looks old, made of wood, papers, all over the desk, like a detective's room. But the walls are empty, not full of yarn and thumbtacks and pictures of people, and it feels so dull. Time doesn't feel fast or slow, it's just passing. But when I realize it's been 2 hours since I ate, I don't think, damn, time flies, or why is it still only 2:40, like I normally would. And I want to check the phone for notifications, but I won't. And it's kind of weird to think I won't see any notifications for the next 7 days, at least not meaningful ones. Also, I don't take my phone to the laundromat either. I think I only need it if I'm going far, to be honest. But yeah, everything feels weird, and I also feel slow. My brain feels a little fogged and clouded, I suppose. So, basically, life felt surreal. It felt dull, and because there was no dopamine stimulation that day, it just felt very different. And day two was very similar, except it didn't have that 1970s vibe. Like the colors weren't dull; it was more normal, but it still had that slow feeling. You know what I mean? Or like neutral time. Like it was very linear. It didn't feel like jumping and then going super slow, and then and the urges were still there, but I was still resisting, and it got a little easier, to be honest. And it wasn't terribly hard the first day either. It was a lot easier than I anticipated it would be before starting the challenge, at the very least. And then by day three, the phone wasn't even on my mind anymore. I was editing. I was talking to ChatGPT a lot, and I believe this is the day that I had the idea to keep on working on an AI that I thought about or I conceived in Japan, and it's a custom GPT I want to build. So I started working on it again during this time period, and I guess talking to GPT was nice because it allowed me to express my introspective thoughts and get more feedback on it and stuff, especially since I wasn't being social with anybody else. So productivity was up, presence was neutral, and I didn't really think about the phone much until that night, like at nighttime. that's when the idea of it came in my head. Day 4 was more of the same. I processed things very deeply. I started to notice my consciousness feeling more heightened. Like I had a heightened consciousness, and I was talking to my brain even more. I edited more, and I really just did the same things. And I think this is the day that I opened YouTube to freestyle and stuff, because like basically I had my MacBook, of course, but I wouldn't use any social media apps, WhatsApp, nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like I stayed off of all that. For example, YouTube, I couldn't just watch YouTube videos. Um, but to freestyle, I pull up my beats and that's on YouTube. So that's what I did. And on my feed, bro, this was when Luffy versus Kizaru first came out. Like the show just started back up again. But this was not Gear 5. This was Gear 4, Luffy versus Kizaru. And bro, I saw the little thumbnail, bro. That shit was so tempting. I was so pissed. But I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it, of course. But oh, I remember I was like, fuck. And then I just freestyle. Freestyle about Kizaru and Luffy, bro. Now, day 5 was peak. Absolute pinnacle. It was like Gear 5, bro. It was the actual pinnacle, bro. To this day, I don't even know. I woke up and I was so productive. I felt like so in flow like all day. Like I felt incredible. This was like my future self showing himself to me, just for like a day. Like it was just a glimpse of like what I could really do when I locked in. And I edited so much more. I was labeling a bunch of videos also during this time, like very boring grunt work, perfect for a low dopamine time to kind of recalibrate. But I was labeling a bunch of videos. I was editing, working on my brain, freestyling. Like I don't know. I did everything that day, and it was like so productive, so fast. I went to the chiropractor one of these days. I don't think it was day 5 though. It might have been day 4 as well. But all I know is day 5 was super productive. I don't know if I went to the chiropractor that day or not, though. Anyways, yeah, pinnacle. So this is when I hit that like mental peak where everything felt great. I felt enhanced and enlightened, and I felt light. I didn't think about the phone at all. I was more than happy to just sit there and do work. And it was definitely a new experience for me because I always have that mental resistance when doing boring shit. Like, I don't enjoy editing. That's why I hired an editor for the vlog, because the stuff I wanted on is too advanced. Like these videos I edit myself because it's simple cuts. And I want to make sure I'm portraying the right information, you know? So I edit these on my own, but like advanced editing stuff, I'm not into it. I'm more of the creative mind. I like speaking and telling you the concepts and the ideas and whatever it is. Or I like recording the vlogs. Or for example, in rapping, I love freestyling and rapping, but I hate producing. I hate mixing and mastering, and I suck at all of it. I kind of tried like all of it, but no. Sound selection, way too like, fuck no. You know what I mean? It's just not for me. Uh, Producing or not producing, mixing, I just suck at it, and I don't really have that urge to like get really good at it. Like I'm the type of guy who just wants to go in the stew, freestyle some bangers, get it all mixed and mastered for me, and they have beats and boom. You know what I mean? And so that's why I'm really just honing the freestyle skill, because I want to come in the game being able to rap whatever the fuck I want. Anyways, day 5, absolute cinema, and then day 6 came, drop off. No, of course, I didn't fail or anything. I ain't no bitch. But it definitely was not a good day. Like, I felt like it's almost like having a sugar rush and then you crash, right? Like I crashed. So day 5 was amazing and day 6 was eh. Like, I just wasn't that productive. I wasn't that locked in. I wasn't that focused. I didn't really crave to look at the phone or anything per se. I just wasn't performing optimally. And I might have slept bad that night. I remember towards the end, it definitely wasn't like day 4 to 5. So probably this is the night, like I didn't sleep very well. I woke up and I was like, I feel like shit. You know what I mean? Like I was tired as hell. And the whole day was just pretty slow. I labeled some clips, probably. I chilled. And I think this is the first day I watched YouTube, but it was intentional. I watched an Alex Hormozy video. I didn't watch Luffy versus Kizaru. I saved that shit, because like to me, like at least watching something business related, especially when I'm like not performing well, like in general, I think that's okay. All right. So I kind of just used my discernment to decide if it was good or not, or like okay or not. And I decided it's fine. So I just watched one video. And yeah, that was at the nighttime though. And then day seven. Day seven was definitely a little better than day six. It wasn't amazing. Definitely nowhere near day five. That shit was peak. I'm serious, bro. And I also wrote something down for day seven, so I'm going to read that to you word for word as well. It's day seven of my no phone detox, and I have changed immensely from the beginning till now. Day five was the best, unless day seven comes in clutch. Haha, it didn't. But it's still morning, only 8:51 as I'm writing this. So the day can be anything. I guess we'll see. This morning, I woke up feeling angry. Based on my normal natural waking patterns and the amount of sun out, I'd assume it was around 6, but I thought it was like 8 in the moment. I got up to piss. I felt so tired, fatigued even, and just not in the mood. I even got mad because the piss was taking too long. And then I got back into bed, said fuck it, and went back to sleep. I woke up again probably around 7:30, and I laid in bed for a while, still feeling similarly. Less angry, more tired. Eyes burning, clinging to the bed, remembering about 5 to 6 dreams I had, which were all very bizarre, almost as bizarre as the fact that I remember that many dreams, because normally I only remember 1 to 2, very rarely. But after a while, I told myself I had to get up because I'm already behind on my day, and when I pulled the phone out the drawer to check the time, I'm genuinely surprised to see that it's not even 8 yet. And I was like, wow, despite my initial thoughts, I still have the opportunity to start the day at a normal time. So I pour some coffee, get some water, sit down at my Mac, and start talking to my brain, the AI. And I'm still feeling upset or highly irritable at this point. And I was talking to my brain about the oddities of my morning, and somewhere in its response, my brain said unprocessed shadow. And my brain went to, so I'm gonna be a shadow legend because my brain's just a goofy guy. And I remember my face shifting. Like I was making a semi angry face, and then it went back to neutral. And I remember thinking to myself, I think that joke made me less irritated and put me in a more neutral state. And as simple as that sounds, I think it's a powerful thing because it shows the ability for quick adaptability and that I can change my mood in an instant if I do the right things. Now, I didn't become ecstatic or anything, but I diminished the negative state. And you can definitely shift your mood to be whatever you want with practice. But this was a raw, no practice version that naturally manifested itself this morning. And now that it's been a while since I did the 7-day detox, I was definitely onto something with day 7. You can absolutely shift your state on command. And I've gotten a lot better at genuinely doing that, like being able to redirect energy and the way I feel about things like very quickly. And so, this was like the beginning of my understanding of that. And then I started actually developing the skill itself. And so, yeah, that was my 7-day detox. I did change so much. I became more introspective. I just understood more things about myself and the world that I already knew, but I couldn't conceive because my brain was so cluttered and fogged by all the distraction around me. And the next day, basically day 8, the day after the challenge, I didn't even touch my phone for the first hours of the day. Like I don't think I checked the phone till like 11 or 12, or I was about to go to the gym, so probably about 12 to 1 is when I first like actually looked at the phone again, answered messages, and yeah, I just didn't feel like checking that day. It was quite interesting. I think something in me knew it was just not worth it. And as the next week or two passed, I honestly I started being on the phone way too much again. And even like to this day, like right now, I'm on the phone more than I'd like to be. Maybe I should do another 7-day detox. I mean, it's definitely beneficial. I would not mind doing that. I might do that. But it's just such a great experience. It's very therapeutic, and it allows you to see things that you can't see normally, It's like getting a fresh pair of eyes. It's like you're Sasuke and you killed Itachi and you took his eyes and now you're goated, you're cracked. That's basically what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like in anime terms. So my final reflections are that You have an immense amount of knowledge that you don't tap into because your mind is fogged. You need to sit in that silence to be able to hear those lessons and hear those thoughts and hear all that knowledge. You don't realize how overstimulated you are until you unstimulate yourself. And clarity and wisdom doesn't yell, it whispers. So that's why you need the silence to hear it. So you should try this challenge. 7 days, no phone, no dopamine hits, no distractions, no excuses. Just you, and you. Thanks for watching. If anything I said resonates with you or clicks with you, I implore you to hit the subscribe button and turn on noties so you never miss a future upload. And if you want to know me on a more personal level, you should check out my vlog, Joseph Marrone. Link in the description. And you better like, bitch. My name is Skylar White, yo. My husband is Walter White, yo. My bad, just random brain shit.